What is fast fashion? What's the public's opinion on it, and how does it affect fashion businesses? That's what I'm here to find out. My name is Isabel Debott, and this is my fast fashion documentary podcast, The Ins and Outs of Fast Fashion. My first goal was to head to my town's high street and find out how many clothing shops there were and how many of those were fast fashion stores or contained fast fashion clothing. There were 7 stores which sold clothes and/or shoes. These were Clarks, TK Maxx, Go Outdoors, Mountain Warehouse, Fat Face, Windsor's, and Peacock's. Half of these stores are classed as fast fashion retailers. However, the sustainability of some of the stores which aren't classed as fast fashion retailers are still horrendous. For example, Clarks is not classed as a fast fashion brand as their shoes are more durable, expensive, and are produced at a slower rate than other comparable fast fashion shoe retailers. Yet their overall sustainability rating on Good On You, an official fashion sustainability website, was a not good enough, scoring a 2 out of 5 for the sustainability of the planet and people, and a 3 out of 5 for the sustainability of animals. There was another store called Vibe Clothing, but it had closed down a while ago as its small store could not compare to the major fast fashion retailers around it and online. My next goal was to head to TK Maxx. Even though they are classed as a fast fashion retailer, they claim to have a variety of brands in store. I wanted to see how much of their stock was truly fast fashion, and it's safe to say I wasn't surprised. They are classed as a fast fashion retailer and contained mainly fast fashion brands. Even though there was some stereotypically non-fast fashion brands in my local TK Maxx, as I said, most brands were fast fashion brands. The standout brands were Zara and Bershka. Combined, they overtook most of the stock. TK Maxx does give a second life to many fast fashion items, as without it, all these items would head straight into landfill. But if people bought less fast fashion items, less stock would be made in the first place, as millions of people buy from fast fashion companies every year, and some do so whilst knowing the side effects it causes. So I wanted to find out why people still do that. What is their reasoning behind it? I tried to ask a few members of the public if they would be okay with answering a few questions. However, this was the response from most people.
Oh no, not today, thank you, I'm busy.
Thankfully, one of my neighbours offered to answer some of my questions.
Have you heard of fast fashion and do you know what it is?
Yes, I do. It's clothes that are made at a cheap rate, so they're affordable for everyone.
Okay, and what's your opinion on it?
I think it's good for people who can't afford expensive clothes.
Yeah? And what would you personally class as a fast fashion store and a non-fast fashion store?
Such as Primark,
Fast
H&M,
fashion, yeah, and the non-fast fashion, if you can think of one.
Marks and Spencers.
Okay. And where would you personally shop for clothes?
I go to Marks and Spencers.
You go to Marks and Spencer's, yeah. And why do you think people choose to buy from fast fashion brands? Is it the price point?
I think people get fed up with the clothes quite easily, and it's nice to be able to change your clothes.
Yeah, very true. Would you say people buy more clothes online and in store, and what about yourself?
Personally, I like to go in store to choose. I like to feel the textures and look at them. A lot of people do shop online, it depends on your lifestyle.
Very, very true. And do you have any just other general opinions on fast fashion or fashion as a general?
I think fast fashion is good
Yeah.
for people who've not got a lot of money.
Following up on my initial interview questions, I then asked for her opinion on Shein before and after knowing about the awful ethics behind the company.
Now, have you heard of a very famous fast fashion brand called Shein?
Yes.
Now, would you consider buying from there?
Yes.
Okay, that's very interesting, as a lot of people would say that and have bought from there. However, they use a lot of child labour and have horrific working areas and conditions for their workers. And what would you say to that now? Would you still buy from there due to the prices, knowing that they do things like that?
No.
No.
Definitely not.
Do you think some people still would?
I do. But personally, I don't think it's good to treat people that way.
Yeah.
And if the standards were better, working conditions were better, and better wages for them, then I would consider it again.
Thank you very much.
After my interview with my neighbour, I was lucky enough to get Kathy, owner of Muhair Boutique, to answer some of my questions and give me an insight into what it's like running fashion businesses.
But fast fashion is, look at Boohoo.
Very true. It's everywhere. Like, most people even think certain shops on the high street, you think it's not fast fashion, but it is fast fashion. I don't realise. So would you say you buy more fast fashion or more expensive pieces?
We do all elements of fashion.
All elements.
So we have to buy all of those things.
All those. Personally, for you and your style, what would you say? If you were spending your own money, what would you?
I'd go for casual, classic designs in bright colours and expensive, unusual jewellery.
Oh, I love that. I love your necklace, by the way.
Thank
That is
you.
really lovely. Would you say people buy more clothes online or in store nowadays, would you say?
Evens, I think, more online by 10%.
Yeah.
I think that's
Yeah,
the.
I mean, I'd much prefer an in-store, like, to get the feel for the
I
clothes.
like to touchy-feel clothes, but you know, like shoes, everyone's wearing trainers,
Yeah.
even with smart clothes and pretty dresses, and you know, the TV media, they're all in
Yeah.
the trainers, aren't they? So we invested a lot of money in trainers. But as you can see, we sell a lot of very, very different stuff, don't
Oh
we?
yeah, lots one style, lots of different styles.
There's a lot of disposable income on all products, pre-loved for the more mature spender, because they're the ones with the money.
Very
And the kids want fast fashion. Look at Boohoo, they're fast fashion. And they've grown and grown and grown. And they've bought out people who've not failed in business, but have had difficulties, like Karen
Yeah.
Millen.
Oh yeah, very
Brilliant designer, very successful. And I believe Boohoo have bought out her brand. And they've had to economise on fabric and design and practical things.
The main thing really is price point for everyone, because if everything was a similar price, fast fashion would be gone pretty
Yeah.
much, because
Yeah, and also you get some dresses that have got built-in obsolescence. You've got occasion wear, which they only buy on an occasion. So the sales are lower, so the price has to be higher. And we do a lot of mother of the bride and occasion wear. And people come to the dress agency for an outfit that's £1,000 that they can pick up for a few hundred. And then I get ladies, like a lady who came the other day, and she wouldn't dream of buying a handbag under £500. It would be awful for her. Very nice lady. And she's put that in the agency, but people expect too much. The people that bring in the pre-loved want too much money, they've got to let it go cheaper. But if you ran a pre-loved shop on its own, you'd be making very small margins, and it can't support itself on its own, a pre-loved shop.
thank you. You've been so helpful. I really appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
Kathy gave a really great insight into what it's truly like running a fashion business. As she mentioned, her stock is a mixture of fast fashion, pre-loved and all sorts of other things, as only having just one to select from makes a small business impossible to stay afloat. We also spoke to the owner of Sophia Palucci, another local fashion store, and asked her a few questions about fast fashion.
So obviously, have you running a fashion like business working here? You've obviously heard of fast fashion.
Yeah,
So what's your opinion on it?
it's good.
It's good.
It works well.
It works well. Why is
Yeah.
that?
Because people like fast fashion because it's cheaper as well.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
And
They have a budget. A lot of people are on
Yeah.
a budget now. So, like, say if you get a few tops, like something like this, for instance, like this top
Yeah.
is £15.
wow.
So, if you get a few of those in different colours,
Yeah.
they'll come and pick that up rather than go to Next and spend £45 on something very similar.
Yeah. Well.
So fast fashion works really well.
Well, it's strange though, because Next is classed as a fast fashion brand,
Yeah, but it's
but
very
it's expensive. Exactly.
Yeah.
So people, would you class yourselves as a fast fashion?
Yeah.
Yeah. And where obviously other than here, where would you usually shop for your clothes? Would you buy from fast fashion brands? You say?
Not. I would.
Yeah.
We have a mixture. We don't
Yeah.
have just fast
It's
fashion.
mixed.
We
Yeah.
have lots of other things that are more expensive.
Yeah.
But what we find with that is it's a good fast turnaround, so there's always something different in. and that's
Very
what attracts people.
You actually have some lovely clothes.
Thank
in
you
it.
very much.
To be honest, I thought at first, a couple of weeks ago, I thought, I see a lot of like elderly customers coming in here, and I thought, but actually, even for the younger age group, you've got some nice
We
things.
have full range of
You
age.
really do.
Some people are only 20, 19. They all come in for the beach dresses as well, like the holiday dresses. So yeah.
And even though fast fashion brands like, for example, Shein, they have, not all, but some have horrible ethics. Do you think people just keep using it because of the price?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They try not to think about how it's made and things like that.
Yeah.
You see.
And would you say you buy more clothes in person or online?
Oh, always in person.
In person. I agree.
I go to small independent. Always.
Oh, I love that. Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Okay.
Both store owners have a similar opinion on fast fashion, as they both believe it is good and profitable. However, there is many pros and cons to fast fashion. It truly depends on what brands you buy from and what you look for when buying clothes. Thank you to all the people I interviewed. I've been Isabel DeBott, and you've been listening to my documentary podcast on the ins and outs of fast fashion. What's your opinion on fast fashion?